Hey guys, welcome to the herd. Exciting times ahead as the Premier League resumes on Friday with the Palace and Arsenal game. In this video, I will be sharing my Gameweek 1 team with you all. After a lot of brainstorming, I have arrived at the 4-4-2 formation. At first, I was leaning towards 5 at the back, then I opted for this 4-4-2. In goal, I have opted for Ramsdale from Arsenal just because he's the best mid-priced keeper in my opinion. He also had an amazing preseason and kept a couple of clean sheets with Sevilla and Chelsea. The plan is to keep Ramsdale as an Arsenal cover and look for a few game weeks and then probably downgrade him to the likes of Raya or Sanchez based on their form. Given the wonderful fixtures that Arsenal have to start with, in my opinion, it is a must to have an Arsenal cover at the back. To start with the defenders, I have opted for Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's one of the easiest picks as he's a must-have in FPL, as everyone knows. He had scored a whopping 208 points in the previous season. Also had a wonderful preseason with a couple of assists and a goal. He's also on set pieces and poses an attacking threat from the right-hand side and is definitely a must-have in FPL. Next, I've picked Cancelo from Man City, another quite obvious pick because he is someone whom we can trust. Even in the Pep Roulette, he is a very reliable player and he starts mostly all the games. He was the second highest scoring defender of the last season. He is present in almost 45% of the teams as of now. My third pick is Reece James from Chelsea. He seems quite nailed on in Thomas Tuchel's lineup. And we all know how dangerous Reece James can be going forward. So he is a must-have in my opinion from Chelsea. My fourth pick is somewhat out of the template and it's Perisic from Tottenham Hotspur. Even though Conte has recently commented that Perisic is not up to his original self that he was in Inter, I'm still hopeful that he will get the nod ahead of Sessegnon. And in that price bracket of 5.5 million, he's a bargain in my opinion. So it looks a compact back four for me, which should not require much alteration if not for some injury. I will also look to keep hold of the premium three, namely Trent, Cancelo and James, and probably downgrade or upgrade Perisic if the need be. I'm actually pretty keen on Zinchenko, but wish to keep tabs on him for a couple of game weeks before making the call. In midfield, I have gone with the Liverpool double up with the obvious FPL king Mohamed Salah and Luis Diaz. The Golden Boot winner is in blistering form in preseason, having scored thrice and assisted once. The Egyptian king has never failed to score in the first game week of any season. He has an average of 13.6 points in the last 5 seasons' opening matches. Now the selection of Luis Diaz was due to a couple of reasons. A, he will act as my 8 million placeholder for chopping and changing to the likes of Mount, Madison and Mahrez. B, he seems quite nailed on given the exit of Mane and looks pretty threatening. As a third midfielder, I have opted for Pedro Neto from Wolves. The left-footed Portuguese attacker looks set to impress, having missed out a part of last season due to injury. The winger has scored 3 goals and 2 assists in pre-season and looks all set to capitalize on the absence of Raul Jimenez to start with. The fourth and final pick is Martinelli. The gunner looks nailed on the left wing for Arsenal with Emil Smith-Rowe's knock recently. The Brazilian also looks to gel up well with the likes of Gabriel Jesus and Saka, thereby contributing to 5 assists and a goal in preseason. And with such a favourable run of opening games, he looks all set to deliver plenty of returns. Also, the likes of club captain Martin Odegaard seems a good shout, but is 0.5 million costlier. So given Martinelli's huge value at 6 million, he seems to be a wonderful pick to start with. Coming to the forwards, the first pick is Gabriel Jesus, who is a must-have this season. Having arrived from Manchester City, the striker has hit form in Mikel Arteta's side with 7 goals and an assist in pre-season. The Brazilian is the most owned player of Fantasy Premier League this season, with as many as 70% of the managers opting for him. The last pick of the draft is Erling Haaland from Manchester City. This was a tricky pick since I was lured by the much safer option of Harry Kane. But the Norwegian seems to provide City with another dimension in attack and fulfill the dearth of a striker that City faced the last time round. In the bench, I have opted for Ward from Leicester, who seems to be quite nailed on post the departure of Schmeichel, and also he looks the best option at 4 million as a reserve goalkeeper. Next up, we have Andres Pereira from Fulham. The former United man will look to shine in the number 10 role behind Mitrovic, who looks in great form. Hopefully, Andres will be a wonderful bench option with the odd game week to chip in as a rotation player. And given his cheap price point of 4.5 million, he's a definite enabler. The next pick is the quite obvious Neco Williams from Nottingham Forest. He is the best budget attacking fullback this season. His price was so luring that he himself forced me into opting for him instead of Robertson and switched to a 4-4-2 formation. The last bench option is Archer from Aston Villa. Archer has impressed in pre-season with 2 goals and is highly rated by the fans of Aston Villa. So he's a good shout in my opinion as the non-playing attacker. Now coming to the captaincy pick. It's none other than Mo Salah. As mentioned earlier, the Egyptian has an impressive 13.6 points average in the last 5 seasons for the opening game. And this was one of the sole reasons why I opted for Haaland over Harry Kane. Just because Harry Kane has a tough second game, and so I would be captaining Salah in the second game week also. So it was a very easy choice to opt for Haaland instead of Harry Kane. So that's it guys, this was my first game week draft of this season. Hope you guys like it, and if you love the content, please press the bell icon and subscribe to my channel and help me grow. Once again, welcome to the herd.